I think today is the day we need to really celebrate. So in fact, frankly, I was not in a position to know what topic am I going to talk today, but suddenly I decided, okay, terahertz, let that be the pillar of today's sharing from my side. So I wish every one of you a fantastic day, and do join us evening by 5:30. Get inside, and then let's see the gala, frolic, joy, and fun in this program for not less than 4 to 5 hours. It's going to be a long, but I think every moment of it will be very exciting because there is exciting news, exciting prizes, exciting information, and a lot more, which I think every one of you, the organizers from Singapore, Malaysia, is going to do a great job. So looking forward for the evening event, and I'll be sharing 10 minutes of my experience in terahertz as well in the evening. So without much delay, let me go into my sharing of today. I'm basically an epigenetic consultant. Not many of people would know that what exactly I'm doing. And epigenetic is a very, very simple concept of going into your cellular level. That's it, very simple, going into the root cause of your problem. So that means whether it's a disease or whether it's a situation in your life, we need to go to the root cause, then we can able to find some solution, and then we would be able to look forward for a relief from that situation. So basically epigenetics is we go into a cellular level of understanding of your situation and we move forward. Now, terahertz, the word by itself, of course, it excited me last year when I was first introduced with our water device, saying that it's, even though before that, almost 8 to 10 months, there was one particular person trying to meet up with me and then, talk about this terahertz water device. Somehow I didn't entertain for the only reason that network marketing, and that was in my mindset, and somehow I avoided it. But finally, my very close friend who came and brought this instrument gave this terahertz device. Within 1 week, I do not know, I started going inside and picking a lot of information from the, of course, our Google information center, which I picked up. But of course, being a doctor, I go pick up what is really important for my journey and what's going to be the best of our knowledge picking. So in that way, terahertz, the moment I read about it, I knew this is going to be the future. And luckily, we have something with us, which is, using the terahertz waves technology. So immediately I grabbed it because there was none other devices in Malaysia at that time to even look forward to, look forward and see what can we do with it. So, and another wonderful information is that I have been doing a lot of research on water molecules for almost 20 years. In fact, I have written notes, I think 2001, regarding the angulation of water molecule, what's live water. So basically, live water is an angulation between 106 to 109 degrees is called live water. So when you're drinking a water with that angulation, it's basically supports your cellular system. Now, saying that I'm talking about 2001, we were all discussing about how to ozonate water, how to magnetize water, ozonate and then magnetize. The angulation is between 106 to 109. So I tried all those techniques, and then of course we were drinking those water. And but finally, I feel we are all in a human platform walking our journey, wherein we are being exposed with new information, new technology. So we need to embrace what comes in our way. So we can't be holding on to the older versions and then saying that we are the best or we know everything. In that way, terahertz, even though I think it was in 1980 they started talking about terahertz, but it all came into a little more light during 2003 to 2005. People were exposed to this particular word terahertz, and then the scientific community, especially the scientific community who untiringly have been doing a lot of research on this in the past 15, 16 years. Only thing, you and I, we were busy in our own world of whatever we were doing, and we were happy with that. But I think the scientific community and the people who have been putting in a lot of time to know more about this terahertz waves, are many, many, many. And only thing, we don't even know who those people are who are doing a lot of research on this terahertz wave. But for us, as a common man, I would say, when there is the best of our technology available, why not use it? Very simple as that. Why not use it and then see what are the possibilities we can uplift our journey. So for those of you to, I think many of you know what exactly is terahertz waves. It's a very simple understanding is we don't need to go into too much of technical knowledge about terahertz, but a simple, what I would say is, understanding is basically there is something called microwave, which you and I are using left and right at home, the microwave unit at home. But frankly telling you, I stopped using microwave. I think it's almost 10 years since I stopped using microwave, because there's a lot of damaging situation when we use microwave. Even though we use it for a heating purpose for a very short period, but what I did instead was I started using steamer, wherein I use at home we all use whatever products we want to reheat, we use a steamer. So that's much safer, and then it's much more, I would say it's much more easier and more healthier for us to move. So this terahertz wave is in between the microwave and the infrared. Infrared, probably you would have seen the Philips red color bulb, which people use it for pain relief. Mainly we use it, especially in our medical fraternity, we use it as a pain relieving area, wherein when you expose a particular area with infrared, a particular area, the pain reduces when you're exposed to around 5 to 10 minutes. Now, when you're talking about terahertz, it's in between. That is what is terahertz waves. And this is going to be the future, because terahertz, as you and I know, we are always using it for water. It's just one part of it. There are multiple uses of this terahertz wave technology. So let's go into the details of what are the other areas. Now, very simple. You all should understand that terahertz radiation is also known as, can you see the names, different names of it? Sub-millimeter radiation is one name. Terahertz waves, T waves, it's called T waves is another wave. And terahertz light, now there is a now introduction wherein like a blower technology, they're using this light technology for external pain relief, external skin diseases. And it's also called T-rays, T-lux, or THZ. Of course, we all use this word, the last word very commonly for our water devices, THZ. So these are the different names for terahertz. So do not get confused when people are talking about this with different names, because people are very intelligent. They will come out with different names and a product, but it is all the basically the same information which they are trying to share with you. Only thing, it's like, you know, what is that? Old wine in a new cup, something like that. So people can give you different names to let you know that it's a new technology, but it is not. Now, electromagnetic field in general, if you look at there, can you see the thing down in the screen wherein we are, the terahertz wave is there, and you can see the plasma oscillation, intermolecular vibration, intramolecular vibration. All these are all very beautifully happening at the in between the terahertz waves. So when our cells are exposed to this, our cells will vibrate in a manner which I think you all would have seen, you know, when Eddie was doing your live blood test. What do you see? You can see all the cells, you know, moving so fast, jumping around. Now what's happening is the vibration of the molecules becomes so beautiful and so uniform. The beauty is uniform. That means it's like 30 to 50 people marching together with the same synchronization. It looks so beautiful. In the same way, what happens is when our cells are exposed to this in terms of with the water what we are drinking, automatically our cell starts vibrating at a particular frequency. And that's the reason that the moment your cells are vibrating at the frequency which they are happy, you know, our cells are happy. That's why this technology is also called a live cell technology, you know, a live cell wavelength. There are many names people are giving. But at the end of the day, it is an electromagnetic field in general. When you see the waves on one side, you see on top, it's electronic gadgets which all uses those waves, like your millimeter wave, microwave. On the right side, you can see the photonics, wherein people use this photonic light therapy for different purposes in our life. But there is going to be a future wherein this particular photonic light therapy will be used in our medical fraternity, wherein already there are few countries which are using this technology. Now, you and I, what we do is, if at all you want to consume vitamin C, so what you do is you just go to a pharmacy and ask for a vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams or 2,000 milligrams, and then you pick it up, pop it up in your mouth, and then you swallow it. So this is what you and I have been doing it all the while, right? Now, the technology is already available in the market. What you need to do is you need to order the vitamin C online, and it is going to be a light therapy, photonic light therapy. So what they will do is, after you pay the money, they will send you the light therapy. You have to download it, and what you need to do is, it's through your phone, you need to expose your skin to that particular light, and what happens is the vitamin C will get imbibed inside your skin, and it will get dissipated into your so that means vitamin C is already infused inside your body through the light technology. Now imagine this going to be the future, wherein now that was a time when I was asking, hey, if that is the case, that everybody is going to use a light therapy for your protein or your carbohydrates or fat, if everything comes in the light form, then why did God create us a mouth and an external excretory system wherein you eat and then you have to excrete out, or thus becomes obsolete? So I don't think that would be an ideal situation for we human beings. No doubt this concept of light therapy can be beneficial in many areas where people can't eat. So where you use the light therapy so that they get the benefit of the nutrition. So the future, of course, if you look at, there is a lot of wonderful things going to happen, and then we will be seeing a paradigm shift in our life, where what we never saw 40 years, 50 years ago, we are going to see all this in the future, the technology. But what I would say is, let's all be grounded all the time, understand what is really necessary for our journey. Very important. We cannot go against nature. There are a lot of things we need to work with nature, and then we move forward so that we live a peaceful life on planet Earth. And not only we exist, we allow other living beings also to exist on planet Earth to move forward. So with technological advancement, we also need to safeguard our environment in whatever little ways we can, and then we move forward. Now, in this slide, you can see a lot of things wherein, you can use our terahertz waves in spectroscopy, imaging system, wherein there are different ways our terahertz can be used. So let me go to the next slide. So what is happening is, the science community has started exploring this particular technology of terahertz waves, and it is totally unexplored. So in that way, what will happen is, definitely there will be manufacturing companies which will bump inside and then start manufacturing new things for you to use it in the form of a terahertz waves. And I think as of now, we have the water technology where we use it for water resonating. The second one, which is going to be launched, and then it will be another area of benefit, is the blower technology, where it's like a hair dryer, and your terahertz technology is being used in it. So that is a second thing which we as a common or a consumer, we will be using it. But other than that, we would be coming out with terahertz 6G technology, which the uses a terahertz technology is a 6G, which will happen. Already we are all using the 5G. So we will be getting into the 6G, because the effect or the unfavorable effect, the negative effect, is much lesser. So of course, on one side, human beings, we all try to explore new things, and then we do face some challenging situation, like the radiation part. Like the 5G, we all know that there's a lot of unfavorable situations because of the 5G. But at the end of the day, the science community has been quite smart, and they are going into the 6G now, so that even, in fact, there is technology with 8G, already the research is going on, and then people are working on 8G technology for your mobile phones. It's already existing. So terahertz technology is just the beginning for now for us to explore. So we all have to buck up and then start moving forward. And I think in the next 5 years, terahertz water technology would have gone advanced so fast that, your water filtration system, you just hold the water, you will get a terahertz water directly. You don't need to wait for 3 minutes for you to resonate. That would be the technology which we would be seeing in the future. Now, when you look at this, it is useful in many, many areas. And can you see the wavelength is between 3 mm to 30 micromillimeter? And very important, if you can see the fourth line there, it's absorbed by water and polar molecules. That means it's a beautiful system wherein it's a low non-ionizing is basically less harmful to our body. It's a non-ionizing, means it's safer. And when you are talking about the total reflection on metal, you can see that now this is the technology they are using in most of the terahertz machines. It's a reflection technology, directly comes and hits onto your water molecule. So because it's absorbed by water, this is an advantage for us, because, and that's how our company has been so beautiful, that they did a lot of research and they did a lot of scientific studies on this particular, and they brought out the design. So in fact, if you put the word terahertz water device, you will be surprised to see that it's only our company's the name and the device comes on the Google search. And not many countries in the world down there have brought this particular instrument. But even though Japan has come out with this product, there are a lot of other countries which have brought out, but this particular product from our company is a little more familiar for people, because I think the way we Malaysians have promoted and started using it is from left to right to up and down. And then I think we have moved the device, and then we have started seeing the benefits. So here there are many uses. We are able to utilize this terahertz technology. And one of the most beautiful technology I was quite excited is this particular terahertz spectroscopy. You can see the machine down there in our biomedical and nanotechnology pharmaceutical industry. So this is going to be the future, where our medical fraternity will use this technology for the benefit of the patients and the people down there to, pick up information. Now, in this particular slide, if you see, when this is a brain tissue on the top, what you see is a brain tissue, live brain tissue, after slicing it up. And then when they expose this particular slice of brain tissue to the terahertz, what's happening is it's been able to pick up a lot of information. Can you see the information there? The highly absorption areas where the tumor, it's able to pick up that. So that means this will become much more useful in our medical fraternity area, so that we expose now, instead of MRI or a CT scan, now the future will be terahertz exposure machines will come, wherein for us to make a diagnosis which will be much faster and earlier for us to pick up the diseases. Now, other areas of usage, if you see here, is of course in dentistry, communication, astronomy, medical imaging, quality assurance. It will be useful there. Detection of flaws. If there is any defects in your machineries or in your products, it can be picked up through the terahertz wave. Even for screening, actually, this can be used. And then, of course, in the pharmaceutical industry, especially to pick up fake drugs, is very, very important that terahertz technology can be used. Now, when you look at this particular picture, you can see, even though it's on to my left side, where you see the optical or the infrared light, when it is exposed to water. Whereas on the right side, you see the terahertz light, penetration and to the water molecule. It's a very smooth, you don't need to concentrate the light. Whereas here for an optical or infrared light, you need to concentrate the light and then only it penetrates inside. But the penetration is not much deeper compared to the terahertz light. Now, that is where terahertz light therapy is been brought into a blower technology where like a hair dryer, they use the technology because it can penetrate the skin up to 20 millimeters inside, so that it can help for increase in blood circulation, detoxification, cell rejuvenation. All these can be used if you're talking about from the external surface where you use this technology. Now for us, the most easiest and the most commonest product which we use in and out in the food line is water. So that is where terahertz exposure or resonated water should be a rule where every house should have this instrument, so that they can get the best of benefit of this terahertz water, resonated water, which can help you in many ways. Because when you have a molecular structure which is all standardized, standing in a very linear pattern, so what happens is your body is able to pick up those water molecules much easier. Instead of clusters, your cells need to pick up. Like, it's just like telling a crowd, hey, all of you stand in a queue, and then only we are going to probably give something. When everybody stands in one queue, it's more easier. But if everybody rushes in a group or in a clusters, it's difficult for you to deliver. In the same way, our cells also are very happy if it is automatically in a linear. So what happens is your body doesn't need to break down your water clusters and then start picking it up inside. So we will be using more energy to that. Now when the water is already linear after a terahertz technology exposure, the water goes inside without much of strain to the cells. And then of course the metabolic function, everything starts very easy, and then our cells are very happy because it's easier for them to do their job. Now so we have a device right now today with the terahertz wave technology, and which is what we have been using left and right in Malaysia for the past almost 1 to 1.5 years. And it's not just one person or two persons, I think it's in thousands, wherein people have used this water and benefited in many areas, which sometime in our scientific community or in our medical community we can't explain. And but for me, I'm not really surprised when someone comes and says, hey doc, after drinking the water my diabetes came down, my blood pressure is coming down. I don't get surprised, because I know how our body works, and I know how our body works at the cellular level, and how intelligent is our cell. So in that way, it's in a very simple manner. If I have to explain, for a guitarist, for a guitarist who is an experienced guitarist, you just give him any guitar from the world, he can play music. So it's like that. So what's happening is our body also is so intelligent and trained to do what it needs to do. Our job is to just provide the environmental situation where it's more easier for the cells for them to function. And that's how terahertz water, exposed water or resonated water can do multiple benefits for your cells and the metabolism. And in general, if you're looking at you don't have any diseases and you're consuming this water, let me tell you, you will become much more healthier. But if 1,000 people are going to consume this water, who are all healthy individuals, okay, now 1,000 people are going to consume this water. Out of that, there might be around 10 to 15 people, in spite of drinking terahertz water, they will still face a disease situation. Now, in that case, I would say it's probably the DNA or genetics, and probably the second effect is because of the epigenetics. Now, these two factors can change their situation, even though terahertz water would have done the best of its ability to help that particular person, but still that 10 to 15% wherein they are exposed to this goodness, but still they'll be exposed to some diseases. So we do not know who will be exposed to that particular situation. But come what may, it's like, you are going into the ocean wherein you are, in a ship or a small boat, you're traveling. You can't tell the ocean, okay, I need only small waves for me to travel in front. Sometimes you may get a huge wave, sometimes you may get a small waves. So we do not know how the waves are going to, but at the end of the day, it is you who are going to maneuver your boat and then sail your journey through the ocean. It's your job, because we cannot, we won't be able to handle the external environmental situation, which creates a situation for you in form of a disease or in a form of an unfavorable situation. So we all need to be mentally prepared. If it comes, face it. Now that's where you and I are so intelligent in this, on this planet Earth, that we definitely can break through the barriers, achieve something to move forward. So that's how, if you see, a lot of people have cured from cancer, cured from major illnesses, from disasters. All these happen because their mindset has been very positive and they have been in blend with nature. So in that way, if every one of us are living every moment on this planet Earth in association or in blend with nature, be it whether your eating habits, your food habits, your thought patterns, the way you throw your waste products outside, all these play a very, very important role. Even though you may think only I am there, only one guy, if you are going to smoke or you're going to throw one dust outside on the road, it doesn't make a difference. Don't think like that. The reason is, even that one person does something wrong, and if collectively you look at 1,000 people doing the same wrong things, it's going to affect our environment very badly. So in that way, we need to do things which is more compliant to the nature. You don't need a government for you to make a rule and say, hey, don't throw dust like the dustbin like this, or do not smoke in a public area, or do not create nuisance, or do not rashly drive your vehicle. All these things the government did not put a rules. You have to understand that you as a human being, you need to take responsibility. Now every one of us, if we take responsibility, let me tell you, we can never have any kind of unfavorable situation on this planet Earth. We all can live very peacefully, very harmoniously, and we can share whatever we have on this planet Earth, because we do not own anything on this planet Earth. Nothing is ours. You may say you may own a building, you may own millions of money in your bank, but that's not yours, because nothing is yours, including your own body. When that is a reality, what shall we do? The only thing we all have is, we all have to live in peace. So let's share, let's care each other and start moving forward. In that way, the tagline for our Terahertz company down here is share the water. Now this is something healthy water. This is something so beautiful that we all can do a wonderful sharing this water, give them free water. Maybe if necessary, if it's a close buddy, you can just give one Terahertz machine to them for them to use it, and they in turn can give the water to their known people. So I think with our Terahertz company, we are going to do a much more humanity service in the future, and then make an impact on this environment through water. This is what we would be going to do. Now, very important, every one of you should understand that the device emits 0.96 terahertz waves. Please, it's not the water which is 0.96. This, if you understand, it's very easy. Now for this, the best example I can give you is, you buy a LED bulb. The LED bulb, if you see, they would have mentioned the word 3 watts or 6 watts or 10 watts. Now what does it mean is, that particular bulb is working at that particular, of course you need to give 220 volts current, and then the light emitted by it is 3 watts. It uses the 3 watts of current to give you that light. But at the end of the day, if you see the light, today you can see the light is measured in terms of lumens, L-U-M-E-N-S. That means that's the brightness. So higher the number, the higher the brightness. Okay, so in that way, our terahertz device, which uses this technology called terahertz, and the device emits the terahertz waves, and it comes out at 0.96. So it's the device which is giving out the 0.96 terahertz waves. So what's happening when you're talking about this, when a particular liquid, you're talking about water, okay, when you resonate or when you expose a water molecule, what happens is, automatically the frequency of the water changes to 7.6. It might be around 120, like the normal tap water, if you take it, is around 120 hertz. That's the water molecular size. But when you expose that particular water molecule, automatically the frequency comes down to 7.6 hertz. All right. Now, other than that, your molecular structure becomes very, very small. It's around 2 nanometers, and the viscosity of the water, because the molecules are being broken into small particles, wherein it's minus 680. Now, these are all very, very important information you need to know before when you speak to other people. You need to know what you're talking, because there are other products available in the market which viscosity is around, like for example, it's the Emret technology. It's around minus 620 is their viscosity, but ours is on the little on the higher side. Now, if you look at the left side, what I've given is this cellular water. This water is closest to the human body to enhance this intercellular communication. Isn't that beautiful? Now, just imagine if you and I can communicate, and we understand each other. So what happens? Our communication becomes more easier. But for example, if I have a thought patterns of a different attitude and you have a different attitude, we can never come to a common platform. We will be either fighting all the time and having a difference of opinion at all the time. But if we are in the same platform, what will happen? We will be able to work coherently, and we will be able to work in a very, very beautiful congenial atmosphere and live in peace. Now this happens. Now this is what happens to our cells. When they consume this water, automatically the cells are starting to say hello to each other in a manner which they know what to do. So that is a beautiful. Now, other than that, if you're looking at it, can reduce the chance of the cancer being affected. Why? Because if your cells are healthy, they know what to do. If your cells are healthy, your immune system is automatically much more better than what you are. So if your immune system is good, none of the viruses and bacteria can come and attack you, and then you will fall sick. It will not happen because you will become much more. So your aim in life should be, you need to become much more healthier. So water is one of the ingredient for your life to become healthier. So saying that, because many of us we are thinking that just by drinking terahertz water, you can clear all the problems inside your body. But most of us don't even know what's happening inside our body, because at cellular level, you don't know how many cancers. Now, how many of you would have checked your blood for the number of circulating cancer cells in your body? Nobody. We don't do it because it will cost you around 3,000 ringgits, wherein you can draw the blood and then they will check and tell you how many cancer cells are circulating in your body. If you know the circulation, you need to understand that the normal range of cancer cells in your body is between 1,000 to 1,500 cancer cells can be circulating in your body, is still okay. That means you are still healthy. But if anything around 10,000, there might be slight problem. But if it is around 100,000 and above, that means there is some issues in your body, and somewhere cancer is really working on. Now, these are the things we need to understand, that we need to keep ourselves more healthier. But how many of us are ready to pay 3,000 ringgits and then get this cancer cell known, like how many are circulating? And we don't need to waste the time, money for it. Instead of that, can we look at how can we be more healthier? Now, if you look at it, improves the blood viscosity and reduces the incidence of cardiovascular and cerebrovascular diseases, means for the brain and the. Now, there are some people, probably they are drinking the terahertz water for 6 months to 1 year. I do come across. Now, what happens is, in spite of that, if you see their blood, it's still thicker. The blood viscosity is thick, because when you check the uric acid levels, it will be slightly on the higher side, and they will be having some aches and pains, and they will be having some signs and symptoms which is very mild. But you would see that they are been drinking the terahertz water. Now, this is where I, as a doctor, I would say, yes, you are drinking the water for almost 6 months to 1 year. Fantastic, right? It's, of course, the viscosity is less, but for your body to function, there are other factors which is very, very important. For example, you need to take a minimum of 90 vitamins, minerals, trace elements consuming every day in your diet, so that your bodily function can be optimized. In that, if you look at just one ingredient, I will tell you, potassium, is very commonly, and it's quite high content in a tender coconut. If it is less, your kidneys will not function properly. there can be some irregularities with your heart. Now, just a potassium can give rise to so much of problem. Imagine how about the other trace elements and the small ingredients like trace elements. All these are also, it is not that just because they are called trace elements and little bit is only necessary, doesn't mean that your body doesn't need it. Your body needs it. Only thing, you and I, do we go and test our blood to check if all the 90 ingredients what we are supposed to eat is available in our body? We don't do that because it's not practical. But in that way, what you need to understand is by drinking this water, what can happen? Your on a regular basis, see, even though we have put there your intestinal bacteria's index is much better. That means of course you need to consume probiotics, your diet of less acidic food. All these is necessary for you, for your gut health system to be better. But in that way, if you see your gut needs betaine is basically in beetroot, betaine is necessary, and other enzymes which are all necessary for your gut to be healthy. And one of the amino acid which is very important for your gut is glutamine. Now, if glutamine is deficient, then automatically your gut will not be very healthy. Now, people will be consuming probiotics, but at the end of the day, they say, I still have the problem. So what is the problem there? So we need to look at, do you have a glutamine deficiency? Do you have a betaine deficiency? So these are all factors. That's where we as doctors in epigenetics, we would be able to exactly tell you what's happening in your body, and then we would be able to assist you on correcting those areas. Now, when you're talking about the pH of the body gets balanced, yes. Now, when every cell starts getting to pick up the water molecule, and then probably you're acidic in nature, and then when you're consuming this water, it may take even 1 or 2 years for you to see that the whole thing changes back to alkaline. In fact, my blood was a little on the acidic last year, but now if you check my blood, it is alkaline. It's more on the alkaline. So it is definitely giving a lot of advantage to be on the alkaline side. But as I tell you, our body will be maintained at 7.4 pH. It's standard. Whether you like it or not, it will maintain at that level. Now, other than that, your cellular oxygen gets much better. And if there are small organisms which are coming inside your body or exposed to it, your body immune system will automatically clear up those organisms, because the immune system is much better. And of course, it has got a strong antioxidant effect. Now, if you're talking about water and an antioxidant, is basically when you're talking about H2O, there is an oxygen molecule there. Now, whenever there is a free radical damage happening, there is a less of oxygen in that particular molecule. Now, if you have too much of H2O, that means oxygen molecule available. This is where the antioxidant effect comes in. You all need to understand that a person has 100 ringgits and there is another person who doesn't have any money. So this person who has 100 ringgits can donate 1 ringgit to him. So he can donate 100 ringgits to 100 people. In the same way, if your body has got 100 extra oxygen molecule in the body, it can be through vitamins, it can be through water, it can be through air, it can be through ozone. It doesn't matter. What happens? That extra oxygen molecule can be donated to the cells which have been lacking this one molecule, and this one molecule, when it is lacking, it is a cause of a disease. So when there is a lack of oxygen molecule, that is a free radical damage, it will create diseases. Now, this is a most beautiful situation that we need to give a lot of antioxidant food, antioxidant. So that is where this water plays such an important role, that it donates 1 electron. But if you're going to ask me, hey, how much of electron we are drinking in our water and then where it can donate, I definitely do not know, and I can't give a particular answer for that, because we really do not know how your body 50 trillion cells works. I do not know. We all know there is something happening inside. So do not go into the details of the minute situation to know what it does and how it does. So especially I have heard people drinking this water, especially the Terahertz resonated water, they can play a little longer, and it is true. Like for example, I can climb the 18th floor story very easily without any problem. I can just climb in maximum 5 to 6 minutes. I climb 280 steps. It's easy. Now, I would say, of course, I'm drinking this Terahertz water and it has helped me. And of course, I do take care of my nutrition, my mindset. And then of course, I balance everything what I do. So it is a holistic approach you need to do for you to move forward. Of course, there are a lot of other benefits. The aroma of your wine increases, sweetness of juices increases, aroma of your coffee increases when you use Terahertz water. And then this is a few people have told me is especially the animals, when you spray the Terahertz water on animals, they would so love it that they want to come back and stand near you, so that you have to spray this Terahertz water once again for them. Whereas for you and me, when we spray the water, unless you can feel the goodness of water, many of us, like our skin is a little thick, like maybe a buffalo skin. We are still not very sensitive to pick the information from the water molecule when you spray on your face or on your body. But we are all beautiful beings. We are sensitive. Only thing, we have lost that uh, sense of sensitivity over a period of time, because we have become so external. We want to touch, we want to feel, then only we understand. But these are all minor things. When you get exposed to this situation, you definitely will feel it. So start becoming sensitive in a way where the subtle energies of water, subtle energies of the environmental can be perceived, so that it gets the benefit for you at the cellular level inside. And of course, your plants can grow wonderful when you spray this water on the plants. It is more lushy and green, and it grows much healthier. So in that way, the uses of this terahertz is multifold. It's up to you where you want to use it. In fact, recently someone came and asked me, "Doc, why are you terahertzing the oil?" I said, in fact, I am terahertzing the 2 ringgit 50-cent packet oil, but I use it for only for lighting my lamps. I use only for lighting the lamps this 2 ringgit 50-cent oil. What I do is I buy 5 packets of oil, put it in a can, and then I terahertz it minimum 3 times. Now, when I use it for the my lamps, what is a benefit I get? It the light, when it glows, the blue color light is there, number one. Number two, the smoke is much lesser when I use terahertz oil for my lamps. So this is a beautiful advantage. But now, why should I buy an expensive oil and then use it for the lamp? So I use the same 2 ringgit 50 oil, terahertz it, and use it for lamp. It's beautiful. So in that way, it is you as a human being are intelligent enough. So try to explore things on your own. Do not limit your knowledge to your like a tubular vision. Expose yourself to 360 degrees and start working in the most intelligent manner possible. Collecting information and collecting knowledge is a basis for you to become better. So in that way, we from Terahertz and Golden Hands, what we have done is we are giving you all this information for you to become much more intelligent, much more knowledgeable person, so that you can help multifold times to the people around you, so that you all can move forward and then live on this planet Earth in a much more beautiful way. Now, the other very important, you all need to understand, the jug what our company has created is something infused with silicon. So what is the advantage of infused with silicon is, number one advantage is it's unbreakable. All right, that's number one. Number two will be is, when you resonate the water inside the jug, the benefit you get is the rays doesn't get exposed out of the jug, so that the water, even if you terahertz it 1 time, is sufficient enough. But what I do is I terahertz or I resonate it 2 times, because I get the best benefit in terms of energy. It's best when you resonate it 2 times, but 1 time also is good enough for you to use the water. Now, so once again, you are supposed to drink water for what? For existence. So do not, in the context of curing a disease, or in the context of having a disease, and that's why you are drinking the water. Don't do that. Please consume this water with all the goodness of life, wherein It's going to be a beautiful journey for you. So feel that you're going to become healed. You're going to become beautiful. Maybe the disease, whatever you have, can be overcome with this water. Yes, it can happen. But for that, there are many areas which you need to work on for you to become healthier. So do not look at cure of a disease. This is very important. The moment you can tell this to the people whom you're going to give water, it's more easier for you, because they will understand that you're not giving them water telling them that your diabetes will be cured or your blood pressure will be cured or your heart diseases will. Do not do that. But the moment they understand that they are going to drink water, the best option you can give them is, you can ask them, are you drinking water? They'll say yes. Now what kind of water are they? They will say they're probably a Cove or okay, fine. What you need to tell them is, okay, fine, you've been drinking this water. Now, does your water have these qualities? What are the qualities? Number one, the molecular structure of the water, 2 nanometers. Does your water frequency is at around 7.6? Then you can ask them, is the viscosity low or minus 680? They will say no. Does your water have got the antibacterial effect? They will say no. Does your water have antiviral effect, antifungal effect, anti-radiation effect, anti-aging effect? If you put all these 10 to 12 properties of terahertz resonated water, that you have all this, now what is the answer they are going to give? I am drinking the water which doesn't have all these features, but now Terahertz water got all these features. So why shouldn't I choose it? Nothing else, so choose it. So when you are going to choose this water, what are the probable benefits? So you should be very careful. You just tell them what are the probable benefits you will get. You can tell maybe it will increase your oxygen. Definitely, yes, that's good. Okay, after increasing oxygen, the metabolism is much better. Why not? It's good. Now, after metabolism, what happens? The detoxification, throwing of all the waste products is much better, because the molecule structure is so small, your cells know what to do. Now, when you can do all this in a beautiful manner, there are every chance that you can become healthier. So what happens? You're also on the safe zone, telling them that the option is available for you to become healthier. So what will happen? That person also has a beautiful frame of mind. He will think, yeah, why not? I should try this water. Then I will become more healthier. Simple. See, they are not thinking of even the diseases. They are only thinking that they are going to become more healthier. So we need to be smart. It is not only this water I'm telling you. Anything you want to give to people, you need to make them understand that it is something beyond our capacity of thinking, that the benefits should be picked up in such a way and explained in such a way that they understand that they need to become healthier and not for treating diseases. Because for treating diseases, that way the doctors are available, the hospitals are available. We are here to treat the diseases because we have a special mechanism. You have fever, I'll give you paracetamol. It's a treatment, that's it. Now, that is a totally a different community we are having. So, but when you're looking at healthier generation of people, there are a lot of natural things available. There are not a lot of people giving guidelines to going in for a natural methodology to become more healthier. So the best option for you and me today, the take-home message, all the while I was giving a take-home message with some information, but today, let's all celebrate your success on this platform for the past 1 year or 1.5 years. Whatever you have done in this duration of time, I think time has come for the company to honor every one of you, appreciate every one of you, say thanks to every one of you for what you have done. If not for you, let me tell you, today, the Terahertz device wouldn't have been sold to anybody in the world. It's because of every individual down there. You all put in the effort to, share this information, share the device, share the water. So in that way, what happens? You have done a great job. But how long can you go on doing the great job? You need to celebrate, isn't it? So that is what is the day today, wherein the company decided to celebrate this day as a recognition day for the first time in the history of the company. And even though the company is like a baby, is just 1.5 years old, but still I think the baby is happy enough that today they want to share this happiness to all the babies. So you and I are also a small babies in terms of as a human being, we need to become like babies, innocent, be happy all the time and be merrier all the time. So saying that, I wish to see every one of you tonight to, share your experiences, share your joy with the company and the other beautiful souls. and there is only limited 1,000 seats. So I wish every one of you share this and then pop in with the 1,000 markup. In fact, I was telling Jackie that we need to have another 1,000 extra, because my inner gut feeling was telling it will cross 1,000 just like that. You know, in 10 minutes, I think the 1,000 seats will be full. Then we need to open up for some. But Jackie was telling with due to resources, probably next time we will be arranging. So our Zoom ID is what I have put you there. Such of those who are all new to, please pick up this ID and the Zoom password. And then until I see you next week with a new topic, every one of you with loads of blessing. And thank you very much, Linda. And thank you, George. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Frankie. And Madam Yan from China, who has been a very beautiful lady bringing out this particular device. I'm very happy to let you know that I spoke to her, and she's a wonderful being. I think we are going to rock the world globally in every aspect with our devices, and with more innovation and innovative products to come into our line of product line. I think we all will be able to move forward. So thank you very much and have a fantastic day. See you all in the evening.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhu. Dr. Prabhu, there are a few questions. Do you mind give
Go ahead.
some Q&A question to answer? Number one, the doctor, does boiling terahertz water has the same effect?
No. When you boil the water, it still maintains the molecular structure is still maintained the same way. So you can boil the water. Whereas if you're using an alkaline water or any other water, the moment you boil it, it loses its capacity. Whereas terahertz resonated water is more stable.
Okay, the question two, are the terahertz water in the nature?
Pardon?
Are the terahertz water in nature? That means, can we find terahertz water in nature?
As of today, if you look at most of the blessed water, the Zamzam water, and the Ganges water, when you're looking at the frequency, it is not so lower as we see in our terahertz water. In terahertz water, the frequency is quite low. But even though it is naturally available, the natural resources like oasis water, the well water, of course, the frequency varies between 40 to 60 hertz. It's good enough for your cells to be absorbed. But unless you go live your life near a well or in a nature where there is a natural river, unpolluted natural river water, your frequency will be low. But if it's all polluted water, we have no choice but to use technology. That's the only way. Like those days, like simple example I can give you is they used to use birds, you know, where they tie up the information in a form of a letter and leave the bird. The bird will take the letter to the next this one and come back. But today, you and me sitting in our home, we can give a phone call. That's a technology. So we are using the technology to the best of our abilities.
Yes. The other question is, will it be able to clear cellulitis or bacteria?
Okay. For this question, the next question I will be asking the person who asked this question is, do you know how many bacteria is there in your body?
Okay.
No, isn't it? So how can we go and tell, okay, this bacteria? But frankly speaking, the company has done a clinical study wherein when the bacteria and viruses are exposed to this water, of course, majority of them get killed. It's around almost 78% to 85% gets killed. So that's good enough, you know, in a laboratory atmosphere. But in reality, when you look at, we all have living organisms inside our system, but what is not favorable for us definitely can be killed through by taking this water. But more than that, your own body immune system knows how to protect itself. Your job is to give them the water, the body will pick up the water, and then it will definitely protect you from the organisms in terms of protecting you from the organism.
Okay. Question 4, how can the terahertz water helps in the blood pellet?
Blood?
Blood pellet. Our blood pellet.
Platelet.
How does the water help in our blood pellet?
You're talking about platelet, right?
Yes, platelet.
Okay, if this person is asking about platelet, I will have another question from another person asking what it will do for RBCs. Another person will ask me what it will do for WBCs. Another person will ask what it will do for this particular. So what's happening with 50 trillion cells? What is happening is we will not be able to let exactly know, because we have not done a clinical study exactly by putting inside and then what happens to the platelet. But there is something good for us is the viscosity is playing a very important role. So when there is a good viscosity for you, for the movement of cells, it's much more easier. But if you're talking about platelet, let me tell you what are the advantages, how the body produces your platelets, all depends on your bone marrow, depends on your cellular health, all plays a very, very important role. But like, for example, in dengue, your platelet goes down because that's the way that dengue fever works like. Now, in that way, what will happen is when you're drinking this terahertz water, when your body system is able to optimize, I will use the word optimize, your body will reproduce the platelets so that it enhances. So the body is intelligent to do what it is supposed to do. So we just support it.
Okay, the other question, how to help cancer patient by drinking Terahertz water? Can you hear me?
How to help cancer patients? Now, cancer patient normally they do drink water, isn't it, Linda? They will be drinking water, right? So in that way, what is happening is we are just supporting, because as I explained you, water has got so many good properties. So if a cancer patient, if we can give this water, definitely we are talking about the 50 trillion cells becoming more healthier, slowly and steadily. And definitely I told you 1,000 people drinking, healthier individual drinking Terahertz water, but 15% of the people can get diseases. So we do not know. So in the same way, you're talking about cancer patient. We do not know which cancer particular patient may be adaptable to this water. We do not know. It's only a question of trial and error. We have to try it out. Our body knows what to do. But you can always be on the safer zone by starting with 500 ml, slowly increasing it. If there is any body, the body will speak to you, in terms of responding, it will speak to you. So you should understand what your body is telling you, and you try to play with the water, probably reduce it or increase it. It's up to you. You have to do that.
Okay, question 6. How will Terahertz water help a kidney patient with 33% functioning?
33% functioning of the terahertz. Okay, now what's happening is, why did the kidney fail? That's the first thing we all need to understand. Now, most of the time, kidney gets into that failure situation because you should understand that we do have 2 million filtration system. It's a 2 million. Okay, now the filtration system of 2 million can get blocked. How does it get blocked? It can be because of a disease, it can be high fever when you get it, can get destroyed. But most commonly, it is because of heavy metals. It can be lead, it can be mercury, it can be cadmium, it can be arsenic, it can be aluminum. These are the 5 very important heavy metals. So what will happen is it will just go get blocked inside the filtration system. Now, once if a filtration system of around 500,000, 500,000 gets blocked, that is when you will start seeing the symptoms, maybe a little bit of leg swelling, a little bit of eye swelling. All this will happen and your creatinine level slowly will increase. So the moment doctor sees that, he will say you are having some kidney issues. Now what we need to understand is, when you're drinking terahertz water, as I told you, there is a benefit of detoxification, right? Now, if you drink terahertz water, I think most of us would have seen this situation. You drink terahertz water, immediately next 15-20 minutes, you want to go to the toilet. You need to go and flush out. Now, what's happening? That means your body picks up the water and then, flushes out. So kidney is the only area where it will push the water out. But if on the other side, you're going to drink terahertz water and you go for exercise, what will happen is you will sweat. So the moment you sweat, what will happen? All the toxic things all will come out through the skin. So in the same way, if you're talking about kidney patient with 33% of functioning, what you need to understand is, by just drinking the water, we may not be able to help the patient. But if the patient can understand what is the basic, why is the patient having that problem? Is it because of the heavy metal? So we need to detox them. And along with that, when you're giving terahertz water, the benefit is much, much better. But let me tell you, maybe if 10 people with 33% the functioning of the kidney, we are giving terahertz water for 10 people. What will happen is 2 people immediately within the next 2-3 days, like my own good friend, his glomerular GFR function, what is kidney function, we would say, it was 53. Because he didn't drink water, he had dehydration, it was 53. So what I did was I gave him terahertz water. He drank for 2 days. After 2 days, he checked his kidney function. It went up to 67. It increased. So that means the water has helped him. So in the same way, if for a healthy individual, you're going to drink, it will benefit. But if already a diseased person, we need to look at many more areas of issues, and then we can help them. But definitely it will help you. There's nothing wrong in it. It will definitely help them.
Okay. Question 7. How does Terahertz water helps in ERMI?
What is that, ERMI?
He just wrote as ERMI. So I think there's a...
What is that? I also don't know.
How do you...
Short forms,
EP retina membrane.
And tell me.
EP
Retina, is it?
Oh. EPIRETINAL.
No, frankly, I really don't know. Maybe if they give me an opportunity and SMS information, I will definitely do it, but I need a little more information on that. Ask them to message me. I will definitely help them.
Okay, sure. So I think Michelle have to message Dr. Prabhu on this question.
Absolutely. I will help them.
Next one is question 8, how it can help in Parkinson's disease.
Parkinson's. Okay. Now this is where Linda, it is little challenging for me. I wish to assist every beautiful soul, because see, what's happening is, if you're Parkinson, once again, as a doctor, if I will look at what was the problem, why he got Parkinson's. When we go into a much more detailed it's not only that. Even today, let me tell you, people who have been vaccinated and then after vaccination, there's a lot of issues which is going on, is because the body is full of toxins. Respond and react to it.
I
2 doses I have already.
I think the line is a bit lag.
Accept this foreign body coming into your body, and whatever necessary, you see to that. If there is any poisoning effect, you neutralize it, and if there is all the good effects, please pick it up. So in Parkinson's, I do not personally have any special suggestion. The reason is I have not treated any Parkinson's, but if anybody is drinking with Parkinson's disease, please contact me. Then from there, I would like to do a little more detailed study on that, and then pick up some information, and then we can probably help the future generation with Parkinson's, how Terahertz water can help.
Yes. Okay, there's another question. Just now you were saying you resonate twice. So how often do you need to resonate the water? Usually
2 times is good enough maximum, Linda.
2 times, yeah. The other one, doctor, can we drink Terahertz water first thing in the morning? This is we should drink.
Why not?
Yeah, why correct. Not? We drink water every day in the morning. So
every day, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So likewise, you were saying about the kidney. Your friends about the kidney, the 33% thing. I also like to share one of my client or friends who came to pick up the water from me. She's actually a dialysis patient for 5 years. Actually, she can't urine anymore. She don't. but after drinking our water, she actually increases from 500 to 1 to 1.5, and she actually start urine. So when she do her dialysis, actually she finds that she's not so tired during the session for her dialysis. That's what I can share for dialysis patients.
I want to add on another thing, Linda, for see out there people, we need to totally understand the creation of God is amazing. So in that way, if your kidney function is 10% only, 10%, okay,
10%.
10% only is functioning. If you can assist that particular 10% of your body, the particular kidney, it can rejuvenate back. Be it kidney, be it liver, be it anything. So the only problem we all face is because we have too much of poison inside the body, and then we don't even look at the poison, but we are looking at the healing and the curing of a particular problem, which doesn't happen. So the first step of every human being today is detoxification. You need to detoxify yourself before you even want to handle the diseases. It's very, very important.
Okay, I think there is at what volume of Terahertz water should we add bamboo salt at the beginning and after onwards? After
So
3
this is
liters.
basically, I think they are looking at adding on trace elements, and bamboo salt is one of the easiest and the best. So you can 2.5 grams, that means half a teaspoon to around 500 ml of water. Just mix it up and then you can consume. But still, let me tell you, every individual will have a different experience. So it all depends on individuals. So we need to they need to talk to me before, if there are any situations they have, I probably will be able to guide them.
Okay. There's one question that I think most people are very interested, because you use your cooking oil resonated. So what's the benefit? No, there's a question.
The first benefit you will get is your whatever you fry in that, be it your potato fries or be it your vegetable fries, it will be more crispy. That's number one. Number two is the oil absorption by the ingredient, the maybe potato, is much lesser, and it has been clinically studied, and they have told that it reduces by 20%. So that means if you're going to use the oil for 10 days, if you resonate it, you can use it for 12 to 13 days, means a little longer. You'll have more oil.
Okay, more oil.
The consumption is much less. Yes.
Okay, I hope we have answered most of the question. Chemo patient can take this water.
Who?
Chemo patients.
Chemo patients.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's antibacterial, anti-radiation, antiviral. All these benefits are there. Definitely, they should give it they should try it and they should drink it. Now, the problem we are facing, Linda, is because, see, normally in our medical fraternity, we have a team which will do all the clinical studies, before bringing a medication, they will. But here it's water, nobody is going to invest millions of ringgits to, do a clinical study. Nobody will do that. It's only on that's why we should not drink water for curing a disease.
Yes, that's what we first mentioned, even before we start the class. So for further, because we don't know what's their immune or their body likes, what's their immune system like. So everybody's immune is different. So we won't see to it. We just, because drinking water is no harm, only medication that we need to be careful of what we are intaking. Yeah. So there is a question. The friend has kidney problem. He has drank Terahertz water for 3 months plus. Surprisingly, his hypertension increased till 180 to 200. He's still drinking, but what's your opinion?
Very simple, Linda. This is a direct pinpoint gunshot I'm going to give them. Pinpoint. Okay. Number one, for your blood pressure to enhance or increase. Okay. Number one, your blood vessels. It's like your water pipe. If your water pipe is all rusted, you better have to replace the pipe, In the same way, in your body, if your vessels are totally gone, how it is gone? Number one, your age. If you're 40 plus, your glutathione is less, number one. Number two, your collagen is less. Number three, your vitamin C very less. So automatically, even tryptophan, if these four elements are less, your vessel wall will be stiff. If your vessel wall is stiff, let me tell you, whether you're drinking Terahertz water or you take a divine blessing from the universe, nothing is going to change. Your vessel wall is stiff. So what you need to do is you need to give the nutrition to the vessel so that it becomes flexible and soft. So now, what is the reason for his blood pressure increasing? Is it the water? I don't think so. There are other factors we need to look into.
Yes. Okay, the next one. I had urine test yesterday. It stated that the alkaline is at 9. Is it okay? As the doctor say, I drink too much water.
No, see, many times there is no rule of thumb when it comes up to individual human beings. No, there is no rule of thumb. Why I say that is, I have seen people with glucose levels in the blood, 20 to 25 in their blood test. When we test, it's around 20 to 25. And these guys have been for years having that high blood sugar. They don't have any problem, you know. They don't have any symptoms and they live a healthy life. Now, how? But our medical fraternity, the moment 7.5 and above, we say you are a diabetic, and then we start giving treatment for them. In the same way, I have seen people with high cholesterol, you know, not just 6 or 7, high cholesterol of almost 18. For 10 to 15 years, their cholesterol is 18 only, you know, high level. They're very healthy. They don't have any problem. Now, how do we say who is healthy, who is unhealthy? So it is individually. If this particular person is healthy, she feels healthy, she is normal, absolutely nothing to worry. The body do.
Oops, it's lacking again. Okay. Today there's a lot of questions. Different hydrogen water. What's the difference between hydrogen water and terahertz water?
Hydrogen water and terahertz water. I need to find out how do you create a hydrogen water? There must be an instrument, right? So basically, what they are talking is, if you are talking about you're concentrating the water molecule with high. Terahertz doesn't do anything. It is just making the water molecule into a smaller molecular structure, and then it's the same water. For example, if you're talking about H2O, it is the same H2O. When you terahertz, it is the same H2O. Whereas if you're talking about hydrogen, you're taking H2O and then concentrating the water with more of hydrogen, because there are a lot of healing and good properties of hydrogen. But frankly speaking, I do not have much experience in letting know how good is hydrogen water, because I have not seen anybody specifically drinking a lot of hydrogen, and in a long run, I don't have any clinical studies. So I don't wish to comment on it, but I say it will be nice to know if there is any good benefits. But terahertz is just the water you're terahertzing, resonating.
Yes. Okay, let's go to this last question. The one that having the eyes problem is the EPI retinal membrane eyes problem. So she say, can you please ask doctor again, because next week they are going surgery.
No, I frankly, with my humble this one, I will go through it, ask them to give me the information. Let me go through it and then find out if there are any clinical data is available, then I can help them out. Definitely, okay. I want to help them out.
Okay, so let's go to the last question before we end the session today. Is the word, yes, the water will increase. Okay, I think we answered most of the question. Thank you very much, Dr. Prabhu, for such a wonderful sharing this morning. And we will see you this evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us in Zoom.
To help us, right? Linda, yes. Brian is going to show something now.
Yes,
Brian?
yes.
Yes.
Hey, Brian.
Okay.